few days ago, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and we're talking about meeting women in real life and real life approaches, and he said something that stuck with me. He said that real life approaches are like this honesty mirror, and the mirror gives you the truth. And it's up to you whether or not you want to accept the truth or walk away from the truth. And if you let it guide you to the truth, that is the pathway to becoming the best version of yourself. And this was such a powerful message that it resonated with me, and I wanted to make this video. When I started my journey on trying to become better in this area, I knew that I wasn't really good, but I also didn't think that I was that bad. I was thinking, well, a lot of the guys that are around me, they don't seem to be that great, and I'm not the worst, so I cannot be that bad. But then I actually tried to talking to a girl, and my hands were shaking. I couldn't open my mouth. And the truth started to be revealed. And in the beginning, I didn't want to accept the truth, but slowly it dawned upon me. And the truth was that I was scared. I had a lot of fear, and I was basically living in denial for a few years. And I wasn't this confident guy. I wasn't that great with women. I was scared shitless, and I wasn't really the man that I thought I was gonna be. Then I had a decision. Do I look in the mirror and accept the truth, or I look away from the mirror and try to live in denial and try to pretend that it doesn't exist? And the thing was that I couldn't really pretend anymore, and I had to face the mirror, and I had to sort of face the music. And that's what I did. And that's actually when life started to get really amazing, because I accepted the truth. Okay, I'm not as good as I thought I would be, but now I can do something about it. It's like those Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. The first step is always admitting that you have a problem, that you are an alcoholic. Well, in this case, that you are not confident, that you do have fear talking to women. And then I started improving, and the mirror always showed me the way. I used to think, well, I can approach women and I'm pretty good at talking, but the mirror reflected that. I couldn't generate any conversational topics, so I thought I was great at talking to women, but then the mirror said, no, you're not that good. And then I actually started getting dates through real life approaches, and I used to think, well, I'm so amazing at getting attraction from women and making it happen, but the problem was that, well, I would get dates, but those dates wouldn't get anywhere. And again, the mirror reflected that, so maybe I wasn't as great as creating this super attraction that I thought I would be creating, and I needed to improve. And again, I accepted the truth and I worked on it. And this is the beautiful thing about this game. There are certain pressure tests in life that test your story, because you yourself tell yourself a specific set of story. I'm this guy or I'm that guy, but that story is only in your head. You actually need to go and test that story, and you test that story with real life pressure tests. And this is one of the best pressure tests there is when it comes to dating and confidence and flirting skills and social skills, because you might think you're this super charismatic, confident guy, and you go try to talk to a girl, but you cannot get even a word out. So that story that you're telling yourself that you are this cool, attractive guy, confident guy, it's fake. It's not real, because it was just exposed by this pressure test. And a lot of guys don't like to apply this pressure test because they don't want to expose the lies they've been telling themselves for years. And this is why I love the mirror. It doesn't lie. It's impartial. It's totally objective. It doesn't care about where you come from or what is your story. It's just gonna show you the truth. It's gonna cut through all the BS and just show you the real flaws that you have. It's like this super high level oracle psychologist that just tells you where the problem is, where you need to fix it. And that's why over so many years, I really never needed therapy. I already knew what my problem was. I already knew what my flaws were, what my fears were. The problem wasn't knowing what it was, because I had already seen it and I had accepted it. The problem was, okay, what do I do about it and how do I do about it? So it was more of the strategy of motivation and execution. I already knew where the problem was. While for a lot of guys, because they've been telling themselves lies for years and they haven't looked in the mirror, then they need to go to a therapist so they can get to from step 0 to step 1 and even just seeing where the flaws were. So there's one message that I want you to take away from this video is use real life pressure tests as this mirror to expose you, and then learn to look in the mirror. Don't look away from the mirror. When the mirror presents you with a hard reality, you gotta look in the mirror, because if you look away, you start living in denial, and that's how your life ends up miserable and frustrated 5 years and 10 years later. If you learn to look in the mirror, you can do something with that information. Yes, it's painful in the beginning, but that is what empowers you to rise up, to elevate your standards and to become better. And this is why also real life approaches never really was only about dating for me. Dating beautiful women and having relationship adventures, that is all amazing. But what's also amazing is being aware of the biggest fears you have and being able to overcome them, and being able to be brutally honest with yourself, because it takes courage to expose yourself to the mirror, to expose yourself to these pressure tests. That's the choice you gotta make. Are you gonna look in the mirror or are you gonna look away? And what you decide basically is gonna determine how your dating life goes and how the rest of your life goes.